screen. Fiverr, can you see my screen?
Sure, teacher, I can.
Okay. Okay, let's start our class. The topic for today is am I recording the class? I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. The topic for today is a narrative. Okay, so when you are writing a narrative, you are creating a story, and the story has to have and starting maybe when you starting or when you start to create a story, you have to describe the characters, the place, in where is take place the story, the time maybe. So this is the first part. The second part is when your characters have a problem, and yeah, maybe it is a big situation. For example, if you are talking about a story with animals, at the end of the story you have like a teaching situation. So at the end, we solve the problem, so the character solve the problem, and the story ends. So I suppose you have you have written a story before, maybe in English or in Spanish. Have you ever written a story in English? A long story?
Yes, teacher, no problem.
Okay, got it. So I'm gonna to keep going, and our preparation is a link. So I'm gonna to open it. Okay, in this part of the class, this is the first part. You have to identify. We have three groups, and you have to identify if the statements or the sentences. Yeah, you have to choose the right group for each sentence. We have three groups. The first one is non-specific time expressions for starting a narrative, for example, a story. The second one, expressions for ordering events. And the third one, expressions for bringing the narrative to an end. Okay? So what do you think? In which group will you put in the end?
In the end, I think it's an expression for bringing the narrative to an end.
Yeah, you're right. And what eventually,
Expression for ordering events.
mm, now, in fact, it's to bring in the narrative to an end, because if you like if you think a lot about the word eventually, it's like a summary about or eventually describe the consequences of any action. Okay, and to this part is like to end this story, because it's like a, yeah, like a summary of every action in the story, and like an end. Okay, so this is the correct group. But what about the others? What do you think? For example, after a while, what do you think in
Uh,
which group? Hi.
after a while, I after a while is non-specific time expression.
Are you sure? Okay, let's. For example, about 2 months ago. It's like 2 months ago. 2 months is maybe a big amount of time, I think. So when you are starting a story, yeah, you heard or you read things about, yeah, uh, once upon a time or a few years ago, or yeah, like amounts of time, big amounts of time, and about 2 months ago is like it is non-specific time expression for starting a narrative. Oh, okay. And what about one Saturday last month? What do you think, boys? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, but I'm not sure.
Okay, don't worry. One Saturday last month is two non-specific time expressions for starting a narrative. In fact, is this. And about 2 weeks later is expression for ordering events. And after a while, it is the same group. Okay, let's check. Oh, it isn't saying. Okay, 6 to 6. Okay, boys, let's continue with the class. Okay, we have a story here and we have to read it. Please, Fiverr, read the first paragraph, then Danilo, Fiverr, and Danilo, okay?
Okay, teacher. About 2 months ago, I was having a coffee with my cousin at a cafe in town. We were talking about my 18th birthday party. Ellie mentioned a friend of mine, Tom, and asked if he was going to be there. I haven't seen him for months. I replied, I am not ever sure that Eve got his number. Well, while we were chatting, I took out my phone and checked it.
Danny?
About 2 weeks later, I was the day of my party and I was getting everything ready. To my surprise, I had a call from Tom. Naturally, I told him about the party. Why don't you come along? I suggest he accept the invitation.
When Ellie arrived for the party, I told her what had happened. It's such a coincidence. I said to her, I hadn't spoken to Tom for months, but he phoned today, and he's coming to the party. At the party that evening, Tom and Ellie get on really well together.
And then Tom explained what had happened. You left a long message on my voicemail. He said, you must have dialed my number by mistake when you were in the cafe. You were talking to Ellie about me, and I hear everything.
Okay, thank you guys. I'm gonna to share with you the text in the chat. What happened? Okay. And a second. Okay, it's done. So in this part of the class, uh, yeah, like choose the correct letter of the paragraph according to these questions. For example, in which paragraph the writer set the scene, describe the ending, describe the lead off to the main event, describe the main event, okay? So please choose a letter according to the paragraph to each statement, okay? You do you know the meaning of lead up? This word? No? Yeah, I don't know. What is a lead up? Guys, are you there?
Mm, I don't know.
No, okay. Lead up is like an event or a point or a sequence that like como que en español sería como el hilo conductor que lleva la historia, como los eventos o las cosas que suceden que están relacionados con el tema principal de la historia. Ese sería. Okay, so put in the chat your answers, okay? I'm gonna to share with you this part. Give me a moment to stop share my screen because um, I'm gonna to share with you this. So, okay. Tell me when you finish.
Okay, teacher. He finished this.
Okay, okay, Fiverr. And Danilo?
Not yet.
Okay, don't worry. Tell me please when you finish.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna to check it out. Um, I can see the answers in the chat, guys. Oh, Fiverr. Okay. Danilo, what about your answers? Oh, you are writing. Okay. Yeah, in fact, these are the correct answers in the paragraph and in the letter A. The writers of the scene, yeah. Letter D, describe the end, the ending. Letter C, describe the lead up to the main event. And letter B, describe the main event. Okay, you're right. So I'm gonna to show you the answers. Okay, these are the card answers. Okay, this is a writing guide, a writing strategy. When you are writing, or when we are writing, maybe we need connectors and adverbs and nouns. Yeah, you need maybe many words to describe the situation. Um, like the most detailed with most, yeah, the most detailed possible. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, you need many words to describe it. And we have adverbs. Remember, when you are forming adverbs, maybe we have a noun or an adjective, and you have to add at the end of the word. In many cases, letter L and Y. For example, unfortunate, you have to add L and Y at the end of the word to form unfortunately. This is an adverb. And the second one says when you are narrating events use a variety of tenses, such as past simple, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, used to, etc. I don't know used to maybe a lot to when I am writing a story, but past simple and present perfect are the most used tenses to describe the events, because remember when we are writing a story, in many cases we are describing like things in the past, so you need to use a past tense. So it is a like a obvious thing. Okay, so in this part you have to complete the sentences or the statements with the words, or in this case with this statement, I think. This is connector. And tell me guys, I don't know, do you know the meaning of all these words, or maybe you have any doubt?
The word Weasley, I don't know, teacher.
Remember, wise till e is an adjective that describe an intelligent person, like in Spanish, una persona sabia. And when you add L and Y, it is an adverb, and sabiamente sería la traducción. Wisely, sabiamente. Danilo, do you know the meaning of all the words we have to use?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. Who wants to start with the first one?
I was volunteering, but to my surprise, there were lots of people on the beach.
Yeah, remember we have to like to I don't know, to complete, or to to couple like two different ideas, two opposite ideas, because when it's cold and cloudy, maybe the people didn't go to the beach, I think. But in this case, it is the contrary. Okay, you're right. Fiverr, what do you think? Do you want to read and complete the second one?
I lost my wallet, but luckily I found it again.
Number three, Danilo.
Um, suddenly, a
This or
car
this?
running to us, and three.
Ah, suddenly. Okay, yeah. That's the correct one. Suddenly a car ran into us. I didn't see it coming because it happened so quickly. Okay, you're right. Fiverr.
Okay, sadly my grandmother is rather ill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, and the last one obviously is wisely. Joe saves a little of his pocket money each week. Yeah. Okay. The last part of our class today, guys, is you have to write a story, to write a 4-paragraph story. It is to say you have to write, tienen que escribir 4 párrafos. Okay. In the first paragraph, you have to set the scene. For example, maybe an examples could be a forest, the beach, a park, a big city, a countryside. Like choose the scene you want, the place you want. Okay, the lead up. Remember the meaning of lead up. It's like in Spanish will be el hilo conductor de la historia. Ese va en el segundo párrafo. En el tercer párrafo, main event is like yeah, the principal thing that happened in the story. And the fourth one is the ending part. You have to solve the problem, okay? So I'm going to share with you this part in the chat, and you have maybe 15 minutes to create your story. Remember, you have to write 4 paragraphs following these statements, okay? Set the scene, lead up, main event, and ending, okay? If you have any doubt, please ask me. I am here to solve the doubts. Did you understand what you have to do?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Teacher, I finished.
Okay, Fiverr, let's wait for Danilo. Danilo, 5 minutes, okay?
I finished.
Okay, but I can see the stories in the chat. Hmm, okay, this is Danilo's story. Okay, and Fiverr. Okay, this is the. Okay, please, Danilo, or let's start with the Fiverr. Fiverr, please read the story of Danilo's story.
Okay, teacher. Last week, I was talking with my best friend Laura. She told me that she was making some pastel soups with natural ingredients. She invited me her house to show me the process and, of course, to try it. We agreed to see each other the following week. A week after seeing each other at Laura's house to prepare soups, we spoke again on the phone and she asked me how the products seemed to me. Eh, to which I replied that she had loved it. The day as I was at her house, I was able to see the process. We use glycerin, eucalyptus, activate carbon, and other things. I also learned how to make soaps and I made an active carbon for skincare. After Laura and I decide to meet more often to prepare more varieties of soaps and sell it to our friends and family, and why not create our own brand of skincare products.
Okay, thank you, Fiverr. Danilo, good story. Danilo, please read Fiverr's story, okay?
Okay. After her expulsion from her previous school, a new place for her awaited with great anticipation. A place where her chaotic characteristics were normal there. In a remote town in the south of the country, showing their protagonists, Annabelle managed to see an immense mansion as a school. Next to it, their dark and clothes forest that evidently is like she described her life. The halls built in stone, the grand stairs, and the oral painting help to imagine the war's secrets. Normally, she is few friends, but her character and appearance hold a lot of attraction toward her, especially in a weird of an accident that occurred in front of her eyes. No being special when something very similar happened one night when she also saw another tragedy in front of her. One night when all the students were meeting for dinner after a bad joke by the students at the other school in the town, something terrible happened when all the windows were broken. of the place were broken and where sons were heard in the forest, which I forced them to leave immediately. There they managed to see a theme like the one that Annabelle had already, leaving aside the irony of her bad luck. Eventually, the students investigate the weird class cases seen in the place, where despite the few indications, it was possible to discover a very strange connection with the director of the place, who was determined of the culprit of each of them. But in the attempt to that, Annabelle left her school just because of problems and bad relationship in the past with her parents.
Okay, Fiverr, good story. I love it. Okay, thank you guys for your time, for your attendance today. Remember, Fiverr, I have your data, but Danilo, I don't remember if you have joined to our class before. I don't know. Please write in the chat your full name, your course,
Okay.
your zone, and your email. Okay. And guys, I need you to first I forgot. The next week is our last week in the online language community, and for that reason, we are filling a form to assess the process and to improve many like that improve some things. Okay, so I'm gonna to okay, Fiverr evaluation. I'm gonna to share with you the link, and please, if you can fill it, I will be very grateful with you. Please fill the form and share a screenshot, okay, when you finish. And Danilo, please write in the chat this data, okay, to fill the attendance form of our meeting. I'm gonna to stop the recording.